Welcome to another Jabba's Palace roll call. Today's character, BG-J38. The character of BG-J38 is of course well known to all fans of Star Wars. My friends and I would always fight over who would get to play him. Luke Skywalker? No thanks. Han Solo? Pass. BG-J38 was the one we all wanted to play. Let's take a minute and look back on some of his most memorable scenes. That really brings back some memories, doesn't it? What do you mean you can't see him? Well, okay, let me slow these down a little bit and maybe pump up the brightness. See, he's right here in the background as Ula dances, plain as day. And here he is again. And again. And of course, here is his memorable final scene. In case you haven't guessed by now, BG-J38 is probably one of the most obscure characters in Star Wars. In fact, aside from being in the background and in the shadows, he's also facing away from the camera in all of his appearances. So yeah, it's true he didn't exactly play a big role in the film, but in true Star Wars fashion, he did have a pretty interesting backstory written for him. BG-J38 was Jabba's personal Dejarik Chess and Hologames droid. He was manufactured by Roche Hive Mechanical Apparatus Design and Construction Activity for those who need the Hive's machines, which may be the best name for a company I've ever heard. It was run by the insectoid Verpine, who created the droids in their own image, which explains why he looks the way he does. It's said that he was unbeaten in almost every game, but for some reason never won a match against his master Jabba. Probably a wise choice, since I imagine that Hutts don't like losing any more than Wookiees do. Unsurprisingly, there hasn't been a huge amount of merchandise made for this character, but he did make an appearance in a Return of the Jedi coloring book from the 1980s, and this page was later used as the card back for a custom figure produced by Sucklord. There was also a card for him in the Jabba's Palace edition of the Star Wars customizable card game, published by Decipher in the late 90s. But without a doubt, the most significant piece of merchandise made for the character was Hasbro's Build-A-Figure version, released in 2010. Parts of the character came with various other figures that Hasbro released at the time, so if you bought enough of the other figures, you could also build this one. There were 12 figures that came with parts of BG-J38, but only 6 parts were needed to build the full figure, so you did have a little freedom about which figures to choose if you wanted to build him, but still, it's a relatively expensive proposition. I got my figure on eBay since I had little interest in the other figures in the line. He's actually quite well done, although I'm not sure if the purple tinge to the silver parts is accurate or not. He's got a surprising amount of articulation, as you can see here. Here are the parts you need to build him. 1 torso, 1 head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. The legs can come apart if you're not careful, but they're not actually separate pieces. My main complaint about this figure is that it's made of some really rubbery and floppy plastic, and in some cases it can be difficult even to get him to stand up. Let's see how he fits together. There we are. He's definitely got a cool look, and I think he adds a little something extra to the background of any Jabba's Palace display. If you enjoyed this video, here are a couple of similar videos I've made. I know it's been a while since the last Jabba's Palace roll call video, but I plan to try and make this a more regular feature in the future. Thanks for watching!